Hello there, this is going to be a long video, but it's going to be a useful one. I'm basically going to show you how to upgrade every single bench from tier 1 to tier 3 and what you need to do, where you need to find these resources. Now I've just done the expedition, so I'm currently like really fresh off the boat. I'm level 14, and as you can see I don't have some of the resources that I need. Let me move my webcam a little bit. So as you can see, the gear bench needs power cables, electrical components and hornet drivers. So basically I'm going to show you where you need to find these to upgrade your bench, and we'll go through it all, each single one, and I'll also leave timestamps along the bottom of the video and in the description below, so you can fast forward to which one you need to find, and hopefully this helps you with completion of upgrading these benches. Well, without much further ado, let's get into it. The first one that we need to do is the gear bench, and we need power cables, electrical components and hornet drivers. Really easy electrical components. You don't even have to have the refiner upgraded, but you can go into the refiner and use rubber and plastic to create the electrical components right here. And you can get them resources passively on the chicken or by breaking stuff down in your inventory. So that's how you find the electrical components that you need to upgrade it. So for power cables, we're going to go to Buried City, and the reason for that is we're going to head to space travel right here because it has commercial and technological loot, and the building next to it also has medical and technological loot. The technological loot should yield us some power cables, so we're going to head there now and we'll see how we get on. Alrighty, so just like I said, I found a power cable in them locations. You want to be searching containers. So containers are anything that you can open up, like these little things that are in here. There are breachable containers, but I would advise just going through all these little desks here and then looking for the containers. So right now I'm currently in the research area, but because it's technological loot, you can pretty much have a chance at finding it in any of these containers. Unfortunately, these ones have already been hit. And we've got the other one just there, which was in another container, and that was in the next building over. So yeah, these two buildings right here. Alrighty, for the gear bench upgrade, the next item on the list are the hornet drivers. Now there's a couple of ways you could go about this, but basically hornets are the flying arc with the shields around their propellers. So the first way to go about it is just piss off a snitch. That'll get some flying arc on you. So it's not this one here. That one right there is what we call a wasp. It's that one right there. You want to try and aim for the back propellers. There you go. Once you've shot the back propellers down, it'll crash to the ground. Go and loot it, and it should have the hornet driver right there. The other way is just literally running towards them spawns there, or just finding them randomly. Honestly, they're that common, I don't think you'll have much trouble finding those. So yeah, once you've got them, you're pretty much good to go. Alrighty, that is everything you need for upgrade number 1 on the gear bench. So, for gear bench level 2, you need industrial batteries, advanced electrical components, and Bastion Cells. Now, people get scared with Bastion Cells, but it's not that complicated. It's quite alright. So we'll start off with the industrial batteries first and where to get them. I have made a video on this previously, you might have seen it, but we'll go over it again just in case. So when it comes to the industrial batteries, you want to be going onto the dam battlegrounds. Alright, on the dam battlegrounds, you want to head to the hydroponic dome complex.
Go to the dome.
That's going to be the place where you're going to have a high chance of finding these, basically. A little bit of a side note too is the hydroponic dome complex. There's also another little dome just over here out of that zone. Now I have occasionally found some in this area. It's near the exfil. You just go inside and occasionally you'll find one on the shelves. Now these shelves have been stripped, so I believe someone's already been here. But it's definitely worth a check in there as well. Okay, the tricky part, the Bastion Cells. A lot of you are probably thinking, how on earth am I going to do that? It's not as bad as you think. It just takes a little bit of luck, unfortunately. So I'm going to jump onto Buried City because I'm most familiar with where the spawns are on Buried City for Bastions. So to do this, if you have wolf packs available, I would recommend using wolf packs, but they can be a bit buggy sometimes and not always work. I wouldn't bother with any other kind of like grenades really unless you've got some good strong ones, because they don't do tremendous. However, if you want the easiest way of doing it, and probably the most insane way of doing it, you can go to Grenades and Gadgets and buy a deadline. Hello. Now a deadline costs 15,000 and you can only buy one per, I think it's like 12 hours. And what you've got to do is get close to it and plant it on it. Now, that's very risky behaviour. Honestly, you're probably going to die doing that. The next way to do it would be to go to the gun shop here.
Back again.
And buy a hull cracker for 30,000. And then buy some launcher ammo as well. Now, that's going to cost a few coins. and you might even get whites before you get a chance to fight it, but it is also one of the better weapons to use against it.
If I see as much as a hint of googly eyes, I will shoot you through the door slot.
If you don't want to buy the ammunition for the hull cracker, you can also craft it with some motion cores and explosives. So there's always that option as well. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to buy this, I'm going to load in, and then when I take it down, I'll show you my process of how I'm taking it down. How I like to do it is I like to chuck in maybe about 2 stacks of launcher ammo, and then I like to put the actual gun as my secondary, like that, and carry a primary as well, just in case we get jumped. And if possible, try and wear medium armor as well, just to give you that bit more survivability. Remember to bring your heals as well. Losing this can be quite punishing, so don't go into it with a full mindset of I'm going to get it done. Go into it with a mindset of let's see if I can get it done, because you just never know what way it's going to go. And if you don't want to do this, you can always try going to Stella Montes and just shouting from the rooftops to see if someone will help you take down the one that spawns on the tracks. I can show you that in a moment. Also, this Tactical Mark III healing, I've only got one. However, it's fantastic because it has 3 safe pockets, so I've got plenty of room to store the cells in once we get hold of them. Pro tip as well, if you don't want to lose all your ammunition because you're scared of getting killed on the way, put that in your safe pockets first. And even chuck some heals in there as well, so that you're not completely losing everything. Ooh, we may have found one.
A Bastion.
So there's a Bastion just here, so we're going to try and take this down. Okay, I'm going to take some of the launcher ammo out. Alright, we're going to get cracking. So, you want to aim for its legs. Always keep an eye on behind you as well, just in case. There's another raider over there, look. So don't rush it, because you just never know who's going to rush to you and try and get you. Also, getting rid of annoying little things like that as well. Once you've got a 3 stack, you will also use a different pocket for it as well, so keep that in mind. Make sure you've checked everywhere, and also, if you were shooting it, it's walked around, body parts do fall off, so check over there as well. Look at that, see, I found another piece right there. There's 2 more legs right here. So you literally want to be checking every part of it. So on that run alone, I ended up with 5. Unfortunately, I need 1 more. But yeah, it's not that difficult. It's just that you've got to get lucky and hope no one ganks you while you're doing it. There's a place on the roof with the hospital here where you could stand up there and shoot down at it, but it all depends. Alright, the other not so good method of getting it is going into Stella Montes with a loadout or a free loadout, whatever suits your fancy, and hoping that people gang up on the Bastion that spawns in there. I've seen it happen. So it's right there, Bastion, and it's in this area here, the loading bay area. So a lot of people will sometimes group up and start shooting down at it, and then what you've got to do is get down there and hopefully manage to grab a couple or whichever it is. So if you get lucky, you might get a lobby that's doing that, but if not, you'll have to do it yourself, unfortunately. Jolly good work, gentlemen. Jolly good work. Yes! I got 1! And that's how opportunistic you need to be when you're doing this. And that is how we successfully upgrade the gear bench to max level. Look at that. Perfect. And I'm only level something. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the gunsmith. So this is fairly straightforward apart from one of the items on this list. The wasp driver is what we looked at earlier on with the flying wasp. I'll quickly show you that in a clip. Okay, so the wasps are just these ones here. So they shoot bullets at you and they have no guards over the thrusters. They are fairly easy to knock out. And then just look for the black smoke to wherever they landed. That's kind of the giveaway. And then the item should just be in here. There you go, wasp driver right there. Very, very easy to get those. The mechanical components are the same as the electrical ones earlier on. You can go to the refiner, and mechanical components just here, rubber and metal, and you can make as many as you want right there. You don't have to upgrade the refiner or anything. Easy as that. Now, one people struggle with a little bit is rusted tools. I can understand why, but as you can see I've got 11, so I've got far too many to begin with. I found quite a lot in the hydroponics dome in the Dam Battlegrounds map, so I'll quickly go there and see if I can show you basically where I found them. So it would appear you're looking for industrial areas to loot, and that's where you're going to find the parts you're looking for. So rusted tools just there, I found them in that container here, which is in the hydroponic dome complex. So they're in the metal containers, and if you go inside the dome as well, I found them before also laying on the shelves. Oh, for fuck's sake. On these things here, they're also on them, and you can also find them laying on these kind of shelves here as well. They'll sometimes be on one of them. So, worth a check all around this area for those. So, once you've got those, upgrade it. And then for level 2, you're going to need rusted gears, advanced mechanical components, sentinel firing cores. Next one, sentinel firing cores. So, I know of some spawn locations for these. Now, I'm more familiar with damn battlegrounds. The cold snap is currently on, but let's do normal mode. It's currently harvester, but that shouldn't affect anything. Yes! So, one of the first spawns is right here. Just there.
A sentinel. There.
That is right there.
Go to that location.
We're going to take this out. We are taking us out. You got any grenades? I got one. I don't think that's going to work.
There's an achievement. I'll get it with an axe.
You better be quick then. Get it! Muller it! Hey! You want to take its core? Alrighty. Let's go check the other spots. Shit! Oh, fucking hell. So, for future's reference, the other one spawns up here on this little balcony. It's basically the opposite side of that one. So that's another spawn spot. That's 1, 2, and then 3 just round here. Ooh, it's here! It's there! There we go. Oh, where'd it go? Wait, is that it rolling down the hill? I didn't just break a leg to get to it, but that is where the other one spawns. Research and administration. Yeah, pick it up.
Got some parts we can scavenge. Over here.
Yo, there was another. So there's another sentinel firing core in the surveyor things as well. So they're always worth a check as well. Quite rare, but that's living proof that they're in there. So the next one is rusted gears. They are the most mythical item in the game. They are incredibly hard to find. And, oh my god, I got a rusted gear.
Out to what?
The bin.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why I got it out of the bin. That was where I found it, in space shuttle bins. Might do another loop on that and see if we can find some more. So my friend did a report as well. He found one in the car park, but it was his second visit to the car park. So this is a really rare item, so don't expect to find it very quickly. But I found it in the bin in space travel. He found one in the car park. So maybe if you just loot everything around this area, you'll eventually come across the rusted gears. But that is the gunsmith done. The next thing we're going to be focusing on is the refiner, because the amount of ingredients that this thing can make is just so useful to have. In fact, I would argue that you should make this first, but we're here now. So to level this up, you need 3 things. One of them is very easy to get, which is the fireball burner. So that is the arc that basically just shoot fire at you. You kill them, you'll find plenty of these things. So you can find fireballs anywhere, pretty much. They're these ones here that are rolling around like this. And to destroy them, you just wait for them to open up, shoot, and if you need to, roll backwards as well so you don't get caught in the fire. They'll also destroy other ones if they roll through it as well. And then you should be able to check these out. And fireball burner's right there. Alrighty, when you're looking for the arc motion cores, what you want to do is look for either a few things. The big arc or the arc couriers. So first off, we've got the big arc. Now this can be leapers, it can be bastions, rocketeers. It can be pretty much any arc that's on the larger side, I guess you could say. I've chanced upon a surveyor here.
Surveyor. Down there.
So luckily I brought a stun grenade. And a hole cracker maybe. There you are. Normally if you unload an anvil into it, a full mag, it tends to knock it down fairly quickly and easily. The parts will break off all over the place, so keep an eye on where the parts are, and there you go, motion core. So you're looking for residential properties, but you can look in commercial as well, like the Plaza Rosa, or any of these little houses around here. It says Old World Residential. This is a good place to look for them. I've just checked in this cupboard here, off the bat. And one toaster right there, literally just in the kitchen cupboards. I find kitchens a very good place to look for this stuff, or if you're looking for legendary attachments as well, apparently. But yeah, definitely be looking in kitchens in residential areas, even if it doesn't say residential. As long as it's like kitchens and stuff there, check them out, So aside from that, if you want, the village area is also a good place to check.
Let's go to the village.
Any of these houses, just run into them. Just run into them, check the cupboards, like we did the last bit. Look at that, first one, boom. Nice and easy, sorted. They seem quite hard at first to find, but if you just go to residential, you will find them, trust me. Especially in these kitchen cabinets. Once you've got those things, that is refiner, level 1 finish, you'll be on number 2. So to get number 3, we need 3 mortars, 10 arc circuitry and bombardier cells. So bombardiers, we know this is going to be a rough one. However, it's been done before, I can do it again easily. So this is the loadout that I'm going to be rocking for a bombardier. Basically, it's the normal loadout that we go in with a hull cracker, some bullets in the safe pocket. I'm bringing a raider key just in case it doesn't spawn. I know how to get out then. We are having to, wait for an exfil. All that kind of lovely stuff. So this is what we're going in with. I feel like it should be enough as long as you shoot the legs on it. It's just finding it that tends to be the worst problem. So we're back on a lovely buried city. Now the places that I like to check for the bombardier or on the car park roof, either. And if that fails, then just leave through the radar hatch right here. If you don't find it in those locations, Plaza Rosa tends to be another good spot as well. So we'll go there and we'll check it out and we'll see where we're at.
Snitch. There.
So that's a snitch that we just pinged there. You're looking for the flying arc, but they look like snitches, but they're not. And what they'll do is once they find you, they'll lock onto you so that the bombardier can send bombs towards you. It's a pain in the ass. So look for the 2 flying little, I don't know what they're called, scouts or whatever. Oh, you can also hear that sound as well, and that is kind of what you want to be aiming for, listening to that. And you see that there? That's a bombardier right there. So that's what we're going to go and try and find. So there's the little flying C word. And there's the bombardier. Bombardier, that's the one. You can see it's sending missiles towards people. You want to get in a safe spot where you can shoot it. And basically shoot the legs. So there's a couple of ways you can go about this. You can just be very upfront and start shooting at it and hope no one does anything to you. Or you can just hide and wait until the last 10 or 5 minutes. And one or two things is going to happen basically. Either somebody else is going to kill it, or everyone's going to end up leaving, and hopefully the exfil won't be at Plaza Rosa. It's going to be at Plaza Rosa, unfortunately. But wait, 20 minutes, yeah. So hopefully everyone ends up moving away from this area towards the last 5 minutes, and then you can kill it. Be pretty close, but that's it. Now if you plant one of these bad boys on top of the bombardier, it'll pretty much wipe it out in one go. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. This is so stupid. This is incredibly stupid of me to try this. But fuck it, we're here. And I break a leg while I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm dead. Did I do it? Oh my god, I think I did it. Fucking did it. That was amazing. Let's get that in there. Well, that was very disappointing. We found 2. So we're gonna have to run it back a few times. But now I know that I can do that. That is definitely gonna be a tactic that I take going forward. I require you do not shoot me in my ass, as many of my launcher ammo went into this thing. I need 1 cell and 1 cell only. The rest is yours, scavengers. I take my leave now, my friends. Enjoy, enjoy.
Thanks, Raider.
So we've got the bombardier cells. The next is the arc circuitry. Now the arc circuitry is in those arc missile things that come down and they basically land and you can breach them and pop them open. And they're also in random big arc as well. Weirdly enough, you can also craft them as well with arc alloys in the refiner, which is quite funny. So you can just craft that and then that's it. Pretty straightforward. And then we have mortars. So there's a place I like to go for mortars, and that is on Blue Gate, in this location here on the outer gates. There is a bunch of cars out here and buses, including more on the inside as well. I'm going to be breaching as many of them as I can. I think the buses would yield it more, but this one's not got a back panel to breach. And I'll let you know how we get on with that. So I found a mortar in this car here. It's not one of your usual ones that you find around. So I'm going to be curious as to see whether you can actually find more in this kind of car. Yeah, they seem to have a slightly better loot pool, but it could have been RNG. But keep searching these cars and you'll find your mortars just like that one there. Once you've got all the items, that is the refiner. All finished. Fairly straightforward. Alrighty, we're moving on to explosives station next. Now, the level 1 on this one's fairly easy to complete. You need synthesized fuel, crude explosives, and pop triggers. So pops are the little things that will roll around and try and blow up next to you. I won't go into it too much, but you just shoot them before they blow up, and you can loot them and take the pop triggers. Crude explosives can be made on the refiner very easily. Just down here, they just need chemicals. Very, very easy stuff to farm that. You can find them all over the maps as well, in loot containers and stuff. It's a very common item. And then synthesized fuel, there's a few places you can get that. It's not too rare, but I'll show you a good place where I normally find them. So if you go to Stella Montes, I know, and you go to the security bridge, you're basically looking for this lobby area. You probably know it when you see it, where the checkpoints are. You want to come up to floor 3 and then into this little room here. I don't ask me why, but there tends to be fuel containers, synthesized fuel, on here. Sometimes you find more on these as well, but there's magnets that are spawned here right now. So that's the explosives bench, pretty easy. But the next stage, a little bit more trickier. Rocketeer drivers, explosive compounds, and laboratory reagents. Now the explosive compounds, that's quite an easy one to get, surprisingly. If you've done the refiner, like I have done, you can basically go over to here and you can craft it with crude explosives and oil. You can find oil in the room that I just showed you. There's little ones in there as well. Or you can recycle the big ones if you've got more of the big ones. And then crude explosives to make the explosive compound. Fairly straightforward. Now the laboratory reagents, they are in medical areas. So we'll go and find some of them now. Okay, so the first place you can check is this little pharmacy, spelled with an F. You have to breach the store here. Just close that. And come inside. And then all you want to be doing is checking on these shelves here. And occasionally you'll get a laboratory reagent to spawn somewhere around here. But, oh, here we go. One just there. So this is the first place you can check in the pharmacy on Buried City. So that is just here, near the pizza or bus store. You've got to breach the door to get in. And then it's worth it all just checking the entire building in case there's any more, like in containers or anything. But I feel like the shelves are the main place to check first. Alright, the next area we're going to be checking for laboratory reagents is the hospital on Buried City. If you go in here, you'll find a lot of items on these little beds. Sometimes they'll be on there. Antiseptic. Just keep checking them. I won't bother with the containers. I don't think the containers really have them in much. Also, we're checking like little stands like this because sometimes you'll find bottles on them as well. So there's one just on the hospital bed, and that's just on the entrance here, but they do spawn randomly. So just keep looking around and you should find them. For laboratory reagents, you could also check Stella Montes. You could go to the hospital medical research area, check the shelves there. But that is laboratory reagents pretty much. Now, Rocketeer drivers, let's suit up for that. So this is how my loadout's going to look. I've got 3 jolt mines, 3 zip lines, 1 showstopper. I've got heals and shields. I've got launcher ammo and a radar hatch key. And I've got the hull cracker with an anvil and a medium shield. The reason for this is we're going to attempt to go to the hospital on Buried City, get on the roof, and hopefully the Rocketeer will be around there. That spawns normally, and we can shoot it from the roof, hopefully without interruption. I've run 3 zip lines, 1 to get up there, 1 to get down, and 1 just in case. You never know, something could go wrong, you could misplace something. And then we've got some hull cracker rounds and all that kind of business. So that's the loadout that I'm going to be rocking to go in to kill the Rocketeer. And we're lucky, the Rocketeer is right there.
Right here.
So we're going to attempt to get on the roof first. That's going to be the main thing. Once on the roof, place a jolt mine down just to give everyone a good zap if they try and push you. Alright, then it's a matter of starting on this. If you get into trouble, I would just slide into here. No way! Okay. Blooper. Nothing goes right. I've got it. Keep aiming at the thrusters. Gotcha! Haha! I did it with a barrel! Nice! Oh, I didn't mean to fall flat on my face though. I was hoping to grab the wall. But hey ho, you can take it down with a ferro. One thing I will say though is when you're shooting the Rocketeer down with a ferro, watch for chunks breaking up and where they land. Because you don't want to lose any parts to it. You'll find them smoking. This isn't one of them. But yeah, keep looking out for the smoking parts. And that completes the explosive station. Nice. All done. Alrighty, next I feel like we should move on to the utility station. Primarily because radar keys are on this one. So you need damaged heatsink, electrical components, and snitch scanners. Not too hard to find, to be fair. As you can see, I've already got 6 damaged heat sinks. I'll show you where I found them. So the place that I like to look for damaged heat sinks is on Buried City, my favourite place, in space travel, because it has technological stuff in there. Now you can sometimes find it on the desks, in the containers, or even in these breachable containers right here, like this one right there. So yeah, just breach these, look on the shelves, look everywhere. They will be somewhere. And there's another one right there. They're not too hard to find, but it really does depend on your RNG as well. So hopefully that helps you out with that. Alrighty, so you've got your damaged heat sinks. Electrical components are another easy one to get. Straight back to the refiner. And they should be in here at the bottom, in the green. And they are just plastic and rubber. Make plenty of them. Easy, easy. Next is the snitch scanners. Now snitches are the arc that fly around and they like highlight you and then they spawn more arcing. They're quite easy to distinguish, but I'll show you them anyway just in case. Alrighty, if you want your snitch scanners, what I'd advise is go on Buried City, go into the Galleria, which is the building just here, using a zip line from there to get onto the hospital roof. It gives you a little bit of privacy then, there's no way up here apart from zip lines. And then if you see a snitch in the distance, just shoot near it like that, and eventually it'll come towards you. Give it a bit of time and they come towards you, and then kill it, find where it drops. Just keep that in mind and then go collect it when you feel like it's safe to go and collect them. Either that or you can run around and just, you know, chase after them. So once you've got your snitch scanner, upgrade the bench. Boom. Alrighty, on to the next. Fried motherboard, advanced electrical components, and Leaper pulse units. Alright, we'll start with the harder one this time first. The Leaper pulse unit is off for Leapers, the little spider things that walk around. They're very scary to some people, but they're really, really easy to kill once you've got the right stuff. So you can just shoot them up, basically, but it'll take quite a while. You can use heavy ammo. But what I'd like to do is save grenades that I find. So things like blaze grenades, trailblazers, anything that uses fire, pretty much. I mean, you could even launch a crap ton of light impacts at it. Explosive damage, snap blast, whatever kind of grenades you've got, but fire works really well. So I'm going to put fire into my safe pocket. And then I'm just going to go in with a ferro and some bullets, and we're going to see how we get on. It shouldn't be too difficult, this. Okay, so on Damn Battlegrounds, the spawns that I know of are around the Red Lakes balcony.
Let's move to that location.
Then there's one near the exfil at water treatment.
Let's head home at the water treatment elevator.
And then I can sometimes find one in the open, around the sea area.
Go to that location.
Whatever that's called. And then occasionally you'll find one loitering around water treatment.
Let's move to that location.
So, let's get cracking. Alright, let me get my fire grenades out. Woohoo, here he comes. Watch out. I want to start shooting it. Take zipline. After me. Shoot its legs. On the joints. He's really not having a good time down there. There we go, go loot it up. And that's how easy it can be given the circumstances. Alright, it's coming. Come on, down here, you son of a bitch. Come on. That's it, you fall down here. There you go. Alright, watch this here, ready? Let me get it out. It's in my safe pocket. Yeah, smoke this! Look at that. There you go. So once you've got your Leaper pulse units, the advanced electrical components are in the refiner. You need wires and electrical components for that. Electrical components are in your refiner as well. It's not too hard to make those. Just need wires as well. And then we're going to go on to fried motherboards. So they are quite easy to find. It just depends on where you look, really. Alrighty, when it comes to your fried motherboards, I've caught a rumour that near the water treatment control, in this little hut here, so it's near the exfil, so just here, that someone says you can have a really good chance of consistently finding motherboards in here. So it should be in these. Oh wow. So there we go, fried motherboard right there. What about the next one? And another one. Maybe that person was onto something. 3. Holy moly. So I don't know if that's guaranteed, but I feel like that's a pretty strong area to look for them. Now they do normally turn up in these containers in technological areas, but they're quite hard to find. But in here, it seems to be quite common. Maybe it's just a guaranteed area for them. So definitely worth noting. Oh, there's 2 more here. Yep, there's the one just in there. So definitely come here if you want fried motherboards. And that finishes the utility bench. I can finally craft radar hatch keys again. I've been missing that. That's going to come in so useful. Alrighty, cracked bioscanners. I've already got 2 of them, but I'll show you where you need to go and fetch them. We're going to my favourite place, Buried City, and we're going to go to the hospital. When it comes to the medical lab, you can find everything in the hospital in Buried City. Cracked bioscanners, durable cloth, and tick pods. They're all in there, so I'll show you where. So, these hospital beds have a lot of stuff on, like durable cloth, for instance. They also have like cracked bioscanners on as well. So they're worth a check. There we go, little cracked bioscanner right there. So that's the cracked bioscanners and durable cloth. Now you can find ticks in the hospital, but if you're having a hard time finding 8 of them, I'm going to show you a cheeky little spot where there's loads. So what you want to do is go to Stella Montes and go to the seed vault air shaft, and then you're looking for this little button here. Button, power supply, and you want to bring that down to this area over here called the seed vault. And pop it in just there, and then in here we'll find loads of ticks. That can be spawned in multiple locations. It will be very close by though, so just keep your eye out for it. And once you're in here, shut the door behind you, and then you can already hear them. So one's right there, look, and one's there. There's loads in here, so have at it. Alright, fairly straightforward, but that is that done. For the next one, you need rusted shut medical kits, antiseptic, and surveyor vaults. They're a little bit more difficult to get these items, but fear not, I know where to find them. First off, we're going back to the Buried City Hospital because that's where you're going to find rusted shut medical kits and antiseptics. You can refine antiseptic from chemicals and grape mullion. Now, if you don't have any mullion, whatever it's called, you can go to traders to Celeste, and you can get
To see neighbors gathering
10 of
around
them
a
off
shared
her with
dinner.
seeds. However, I've already done that, so that is unfortunate. But if I go to refine, I can craft 5 of them. So I've already got 5 of 8 now. So I just need to find the other 2 bottles, which will be in the Buried City Hospital. Durable cloth. There we go. Antiseptic on the bed right there. That's 1 of 2 that I needed. Alrighty, surveyor vaults. So you can potentially find these from the little arc balls that roll around. They shoot a blue beam into the sky. If I come across one, I'll show it, but they're very hard to find. The next place is the Arc Couriers. Now, I'll show you them because they're a bit more easier to find. They're scattered around the map. There's like black smoke coming off them. We'll find them. It's not making sounds. It is a courier.
Our courier. There.
So, you should be able to prise these bad boys open and find a surveyor vault inside one occasionally. It's not always guaranteed, but they are in here. Not this one, unfortunately. Ooh, surveyor.
Down there.
Let's get him. You want to be looking for these blue beams going into the sky. That is an actual surveyor. But in all honesty, sometimes even they don't spawn that many when you kill them. It does break bits off all over the place and all, so you can shoot it as much as you can while it's in one spot. It's right here. Shoot it.
Down there.
Just run it. Nicely done. But yeah, there are the 2 ways of getting them, so there we go. I got 1. So they do spawn. There we go. Proof that you can get surveyor vaults in these things. Holy moly. I think I've searched about 10 of them. And what's funny is when I don't need it, there'll be loads of them. And that is it. Every single workbench done. It has been quite a bit of a grind, not gonna lie. But I've done it in about 4 sessions of maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4-hour sessions. So it takes a little bit of time, but you'll get there. Anyway, hopefully these little segments helped you out. If not, sorry. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one. Have a good grind. Good luck.